What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another Ikari Kenshin video. So we have a lot to discuss today. So the video is going to be a little bit longer than usual. We have some news from Embark Studios, aka Embark Osen. He's got some news on a new update that dropped today. So we're going to go over that first, and then we're going to get into the Arc Weekly information that we normally talk about, okay? So let's get to it. So we're going to go over some information here that Embark Osen uploaded on the Discord channel in regards to the Headwind event that I would assume is going to be occurring on the Buried City map. So let's go over that real quick and read over what we have going on here. So Embark Osen says heavy sandstorms have been battering the surface. Flocks of birds have been spotted around Buried City, gathering around chimneys for what many assume to be nefarious reasons. And to top it all off, Maverick Raiders have been spotted hunting Ark for sport and single-handedly taking on entire squads. So in the patch, we have highlights here of what I guess they have added to the patch for improvements. And let's go down the list here. Solo versus squads, which is an interesting take. I think they start that at level 40. I believe you have to be level 40 and able to participate in that from what I remember. And that's going to be it's going to be an interesting dynamic because of the fact that you're soloing versus I'm not sure if it's duos. It says squad, so I'm assuming it's 1-on-3. So I would assume that this kind of event would only be like, or not event, but this mode will only be something that like veteran, really, really good players are participating in. You won't see me doing it because I suck ass. So anyway, they have a trophy display, Bird City, new items, new quests, open parties, squad invites, achievement fixes, Stellamantis seed vault extract fix, mouse smoothing option added, and then gamepad rebinding. And then there's a link here to the 1.13.0 patch notes, which includes all of this information and maybe more. I'll go ahead and link that in the description below. But these are all the things that have been added this patch, and it's interesting. I think that I did see one of the new quests pop up in the hub here when I logged on. I'm interested to see what these quests are going to be. They have open parties. I'm not entirely sure what that means. Squad invites, that I'm not 100% sure of either, but I'm sure we'll figure that out here as time progresses. But that is what we have from Embark Osen in regard to the update for the Headwinds event. So I would definitely, guys, if you want to participate, go to Buried City, do some exploring, check out the chimneys, watch the birds, see what's going on, and I'm pretty sure we'll be rewarded by, with our curiosity here. So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna move on over to the game. I wanted to add here that there is a new project for that they added to the game for this Headwinds patch, and that's gonna be a new project here called the trophy display. And basically I'm not entirely sure what you're gonna get at the end of this project, but there's 5 stages, and each stage awards you with an assortment of different items. In the first stage, you have to get rusted bolts, pop charge triggers, tick pods, and surveyor bolts. So these are the items here that you get for doing those. You get mod components, you get a power rod, you get some tokens, and then you get a light gun parts blueprint. So what I'm assuming here is that once you build this, you're gonna get trophies. You're basically putting together trophies of the different type of arc. This is why you have to basically gather materials from them, which is really cool. I think that's a cool I wonder if this is going to be displayed in your actual room though. That's what I'm curious about. Like, is it gonna show up here somewhere, like on a shelf? Is it? Yeah, I'm curious, but I think this is a really cool addition, and I look forward to really getting into that and getting that project done. It's definitely some new content that I think that we really need. But now we're gonna get to the actual weekly update for the trials. So we're gonna go into trials here. And so far, what do we have here? We have Damage Bastion, Destroy Ticks, Fireballs, and Pops, Damage Wasps, Harvest Plants, and Damage Rocketeers, Leapers, or Bastion. So this week's trials are pretty simple. You can get these done anywhere, but I have found a very optimized way to get all of these done, maybe in 1 or 2 play sessions, if you really stick to it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to go over to the map here and show you guys what I mean. So for the trials for this week, if you really want to just optimize your time and get this done as soon as possible, then I would recommend that you hit up Stellamontis. Okay? You go to Stellamontis, and the what you want to do is you want to kind of hover around the lobby. You want to hover around the atrium. Where is the atrium? It should be like right next to it. Maybe it's on a different level. But basically the lobby area, you want to go back and forth between the lobby area and the atrium, and then the loading bay. And the reason why I say this is because in the lobby and the atrium, you will definitely be able to gather your herbs, because so in the atrium and in the lobby, the Great Mullen spawns there. Okay, so if you go and make sure that you're getting into a fresh run. Okay, so it's preferable that you get into a brand new game session in Salamantis. So on the 29-minute mark, maybe down to maybe like the 25-minute mark. But what you want to do is you want to make sure that you go into the lobby in the atrium and gather all the Great Mullen from in those areas. And I believe once you gather them from all those areas, that you should be able to finish that particular trial in that one run. Now, I recommend you do this on Night Raid, because the multiplier will be added, so you actually get more points for gathering and doing your trials here. So that knocks out the first trial. The second trial is the pops and ticks and fireballs. They're all over the place. So between you running from lobby to atrium to the loading bay, you're definitely going to run into those. So that's you got that taken care of right there. The next one is Damage Bastion, and then there's another one that's pretty much the same: Damage Bastion, Leapers, and Rocketeers. Go to the loading bay for that. The loading bay is where you're going to be able to find a Bastion. If it's killed, you wait about 4 or 5 minutes, it respawns, and that's why I mentioned you going back and forth, because what you're doing is you're on a loop just to make sure that you're able to get the things that you need. So the Bastion is here in loading bay, along with, we'll have wasps. So at the loading bay, wasps spawn there. The wasps also spawn in the lobby area. I'm not 100% sure if they spawn in the atrium, but they do spawn in those two areas for sure. Loading bay and the lobby is where the wasps spawn. So you can literally get all of this week's trials done on a single, maybe 2 night raid event in Stellamontis. So guys, definitely if you're trying to get that done, get it done quick, then this is the way I think that would be the most optimal way to do so. Next, we're going to go into the store. We got a new skin. I believe this goes along with the Headwinds event, and that is the Sandwalker set. I think it's not too bad. It's not too bad. The color scheme of the pants here, the jumpsuit, kind of gives Fallout a little bit. And then it's got the wraps on the head, the mask and goggles, which is pretty neat. I think that actually all comes together pretty well. Then you have a little satchel right here What are these? These look like some sort of either hockey pads on the chest. Nice. All right, so it comes with a emote. Okay, boo, kind of like a, okay, I see that. I see that. It also comes with a new face style. It's called blue forehead paint. Reminds me of like the Nordic culture, which is pretty cool. And then they have the different components of the outfit here. So you can take off the bag, of course. They have the blue color variation, which is the original. They have the beige color variation, which I like. I can dig that one. And then they have the black. I like the black and the beige. I'm definitely digging the black and the beige. So we have mask off, goggles off, radio off, and then scarf off. So you can rock it in any of these ways that you like. You can keep on the scarf, take off the scarf, put on the goggles, all that good stuff. And I believe also they have dropped they dropped another bundle, which is called the Alpine Rescue Set, which includes a Raider tool. So it's a red Raider tool, which is neat. I would have thought that this would have came with the winter event, but maybe not. It also comes with a backpack attachment, a snow rescue kit. I'm assuming that's like a first aid kit here. And then a charm. It's a road flare charm. And that is what comes with this particular bundle, the Alpine Rescue Set. I think that is actually all the new cosmetics for the week. There are still no decks yet. We're still waiting on the new deck. But that concludes this week's episode of Arc Weekly, guys. I thank you so much for watching and hanging out with me. And don't forget to like and subscribe. Really appreciate everyone that comes through and just watches my videos, guys. And until next time, I'll see you guys again. Peace.